We have an urgent bulletin. All residents in the Shady Glen area, please be aware that a patient from the Meadowlark Mental Hospital has escaped. He has assaulted 3 hospital guards. He is alleged to be armed and dangerous. The patient has an extensive history of assault. Use caution when dealing with him. The patient was last seen fleeing Meadowlark Hospital on foot at approximately 9 o'clock. His name is Chris Martin. He is 6'1" and weighs 175 pounds. Martin is said to be an avid follower of the Greater Good cult, also known as the GGC. If you remember earlier this year, the GGC was involved in a mass homicide, leaving nearly 40 people dead. Members of the GGC believe in a universal good that prevails over all. These cult members venture out to right wrongs that have been committed. Again, Chris Martin is headed toward the Shady Glen area. Residents, lock your doors and beware. In our next segment, we will take you inside hospitals that house prisoners. Do these hospitals help or hurt their patients? With all things, you should do your best. If you aren't, then there is something wrong. Maybe you should change the way you do things. Maybe you should look into the future. We can offer you a future to be proud of. Have you had a long day? Take a look around. Could you use a nice, hot, steamy bubble bath? Think of all the bubbles engulfing you in a relaxing sea of suds, taking you away. Is there something that you should be doing right now? If so, you need to look at your schedule. Is procrastination a normal part of your routine? A plan or routine could help with that problem. Organization can solve many of your problems. If you plan ahead, a lot of your daily problems could be solved. The use of a planner could change your use of idle time. An organized schedule could very easily change your life. Do you need to get away from it all? Maybe a nice weekend in Hawaii would fix what ails you. A week in Thailand may ease some tension. How about a month cruising the Bahamas? This is all possible for you. Don't sell yourself short. Don't settle for less than the best. The worst pain usually comes immediately after waking. An abrupt awakening from relaxation is the worst. This is when you must find some sort of relief. Most pain medications don't come close to relieving pain. Why take something that doesn't help? Don't worry. The preparation will be less tedious if you minimize the amount of work. Preparation is the key. When moving, you must know what your plan of attack is going to be before you begin. There's nothing worse than going to move and having to redo things 10 times because you weren't prepared. We'll come out and take care of everything for you, except you have to do the preparation. Residents, there is a clear and present danger lurking in your neighborhood. Chris Martin is still headed towards the Shady Glen area. Please be prepared. New evidence has been discovered in the GGC case. If you remember last July, a mass homicide left 39 people dead. Sadly, there was only one survivor. There has been new information that suggests government involvement. More to come on our 11 o'clock segment. The least expected culprits are usually the hardest to track. In the case of foul play, men are 10 times more likely to kill their spouses out of jealousy than women. This was found in a study conducted by the Meadowlark Hospital. Of the 150 murderers that this hospital houses, less than 20 are women. Does this mean that less women commit murders? Or are women smarter about getting away with it? Take one look at this. A different type of taste. A different type of feel. Who would have guessed that something so simple could be this good? With so many choices, how could you decide? Of course they all look alike. After you taste this, you'll know the difference. Imagine yourself flying through the air. You're going on that ski vacation you always dreamed of taking but never had time for. There you are in the cabin of the plane, eating the peanuts and raisins. You glance at your neighbor. She has a brownie. She gives you half. You anxiously scarf it down. That's when you look down the aisle and notice that the stewardess is serving drinks in row 12. You're in row 480. Got milk? And they begin with a 1-2 punch. One man is down. One man is forced to stay up, hoping that the other will remain down. The first man is definitely out. But wait, there's someone else coming into the picture. Who is this? When looking at families, people tend to take each other for granted. They don't realize how valuable the time they spend together is. Unfortunately, sometimes they don't realize it until it's too late. In looking at your own family, do you spend quality time together? Do you talk things out? Do problems get resolved? On the other side of the issue, how do you treat your friends? Most people in general treat their friends with respect and love. They honor and take care of them, quite often putting the needs of their friends before their own needs, as well as their family's needs. And sometimes it's just nice to know that you have a good friend. Just sit back, relax, and wait for Santa's arrival. The whole time you are struggling, there may come a point that you can just let go and move on. There will come a time when you can just relax and take some time to breathe. Tonight, that time is now. Good night, and have a wonderful Christmas Eve. I am gross and perverted, obsessed and deranged. I've existed for years, but very little has changed. I am a tool of the government, and industry too. I am destined to rule and regulate you. I may be vile and pernicious, but you can't look away. I make you think I'm delicious with the things that I say. Give up? Have you guessed me yet?